Hey, folks, this is Brian Blessing. Hope you're enjoying the Hockey Betting Podcast. We have a couple chuckles, try to get you a lot of winners. Check out the hockeybettingpodcast.ca. We got a number of books that have joined up with us and have incredible sign-up offers for you to play hockey with that first deposit. Get on board. Go to the hockeybettingpodcast.ca. Click the link, sign up, and have some fun with us.
You're listening to the Hockey Betting Podcast with your hosts, Brian Blessing in Las Vegas and Cam Stewart in Toronto. This is the Hockey Betting Preview for Monday, March 1st, 2021. And now live from Las Vegas, your host of the Hockey Betting Podcast, Brian Blessing.
All right, kids, here we go. Brand new week, another edition of the Hockey Betting Podcast. Brian Blessing in Vegas, Cam Stewart north of the border. Check out the website, thehockeybettingpodcast.ca. Hit the link, sign up at the books. They got the introductory offers for you, and away we go. Hello, Mr. Stewart.
Hello.
Very official on Monday. I'm trying to calm you down. I'm trying to calm you down. Before we started, you seemed like you were, 7 coffees in.
Yeah, I'm not doing great health-wise, but I'll tell you, we're gonna hit some winners this week, Brian. Like it's just me and you. Like every other guy I know just like falls into money. Like I take Horschel in golf 100-1, gonna win like multiple $1,000s. Second, Scotty Scheffler there throws up on himself. So you know what? I do feel real good about this hockey board, especially the Monday card. There's a lot of things I like here. A lot of dogs seem to be catching my eye.
All right, well, good. We're gonna dive into that, and I would just I'm not even gonna. I'll wait till we get to them. Let's just start. It's a brand new week. It's a new week. Hope springs eternal. Yeah, you know where I'm going.
That's what Batman said before he tried to give it to Catwoman. Hope springs eternal. I will say this. Hope does spring eternal.
What?
But yeah, no, it's actually, I watched an episode last night. Like I was watching old TV and this one channel's got no money. So they just roll Hogan's Heroes and stuff. And yeah. Catwoman was
Batman there. And Cat. Would the kid have a tail?
I don't know. No. I'll tell you something. That Julie Newmar in her prime. Oh, geez, man. She had that little suit on. I was getting excited. But anyway.
Was it color or black and white?
It was color. Yeah, she was basically like they're at a real estate house, an open house, and she tried to he tried to get naked with her, and it was a trick. Anyway, let's talk about hockey.
I don't even know how to segue out of that. All right.
Hey, at least you get something on this show that's different. No other
amen.
It's
amen.
Hey, tell me about the hockey game. It's like, yeah, well, we do other stuff too.
What did he send? Did he send Robin for beer? What did he?
Yeah, actually, part of the plan was to kill Robin, and Batman didn't like that one too much. That's why they made it sex. She should have played her cards better. She really had them. But anyway, let's. What are we doing tonight, Brian? I can tell you one thing. Yeah. No. Anyway,
Calgary, Ottawa.
I'm just going to say this before we get to every game, Brian. I'm going to make a prediction. I think every team at +1.5 will win outright or lose by 1 tonight. Every single one. I don't think there's the only one I would question is the first game you said, Calgary, Ottawa, because Calgary, they seem to be playing a little bit better against Ottawa, but I don't really have faith in them crushing them again. Ottawa might be make this one close.
Well, we've seen that before, have we not? And you know what, Cameron? We've seen teams when they're embarrassed, and Ottawa's among them, bounce back with a good effort after they've been embarrassed. Well, they've been embarrassed in back-to-back games. 6-1 and wait a minute. Well, hold on a second. No. Ottawa beat them 6-1.
Yeah.
And then
lost 6-3.
Okay, then Calgary beats them 6-3. You know what it is, Cam? The one thing I would say, and then you tell me what you're doing with it. This is one we don't get many of them, but we watch for them. Calgary had a trip at Edmonton for a game, 2 at Toronto, and now 3 at Ottawa. So we are sitting here staring at the last game of a 6-game road trip, and we talked about it, teams mentally checking out, like, get me the hell out of here. So to me, it'd be Ottawa or nothing.
Couldn't agree more. Ottawa +1.5 with the multiple 2-game parlays with dogs. I also think we should sprinkle on Ottawa at +140. I'm not sure this game gets over 7 too. We've had games where they've gone over. I could see like more of a 3-1, 3-2 type of game for Ottawa. So I lean under, but I like the dog in this one, Brian, and +1.5 all the way. If you guys want to parlay things to plus money in round robins, that's what I do with this stuff. And Ottawa looks good to me.
All right, Carolina's at Florida. The game's basically a pick. Last week, man, hey, we said it. It was a weird week over the weekend. I did have Carolina. Took the shootout to get it, and extra shooters in the shootout. I know when it goes to the shootout, you literally curl up in the fetal position and suck your thumb. I lucked out and won a shootout 4-3. Listen, I mean, Florida's a nice story, blah, blah, blah. I think Carolina's a better team.
It's interesting, and I've been talking to a lot of people about that. Me and you were in the minority. I know you talked to Mark Lawrence, my buddy Vince. He's a mailman, but probably one of the best cappers that I know, too, and he's on a Tootsie Roll, and, he's been riding this Florida Panther team all year. But I do agree. I think Carolina, when they get everybody back, Brian, the system, the way they play, eventually Florida is just, they're one of those teams. They're playing great right now, but Dredger and the defense, like, they've kind of been playing over their heads right now. This spot, though, this is the game I like the least because Carolina won 4-3 in that shootout. I expect Florida to be back. Like, this is a game you almost want to make a bet. Will it go to overtime? Yes, at like plus 350 or something. I just see a really tight game. And the funny thing
the one thing I got here, I've got confirmed.
Yeah.
And I believe me, I follow hockey. I should know this. But Nedejka, how do you say this guy?
Oh, that Alex? Guy. I'm out on Carolina now.
Nedejkov's supposed to.
Yeah. And Florida's already plus 1.5. My stuff. I know it's crazy juice. If you get another plus 1.5, the juice becomes plus money. Yeah, that guy's. I've watched him play. Okay, shaky. I'd rather see big game James Reimer in there. I know that guy's game, and I feel confident with him. But I don't trust this kid, so I'm going to pass on the game. And I kind of like Florida in parlays.
Well, Cameron, we got
here it is, Brian.
Okay, here it is. And I know you. All right,
of course you
got Winnipeg laying $1.40, $1.35.
Yep.
Totals on the game is 6.5, and we're sitting here, two teams going in opposite directions. Winnipeg's 1-4, and Vancouver has spit the bit in 4 straight.
Here's the thing: I did that with Montreal in the second game. Everyone guy tweets me, hey, you lost. Did you watch the game? Montreal should have beat Winnipeg by 7 goals in that game. Like, unbelievable. Hellebuck stood on his head. They didn't shoot the puck enough when they needed to. And I'll tell you, Vancouver, this is a spot where everybody takes Winnipeg here. I want Vancouver as a dog. I'll take the 15 cents. I'll take them in round-robin parlays at plus 1.5 with every other dance partner that I like, Brian. This is the game where Vancouver gets it right. It's a short – like, you look at the price – people are just going to blindly bet Winnipeg. I'd say be very careful with that because I like Vancouver in this spot. I don't know how you feel about it, but hey, if I get burned again, I'm not changing my systems. They work more than they lose. They're not perfect, but I will say Vancouver's the play.
All right, St. Louis.
Do you have an opinion?
I don't trust either one of them, man.
I don't trust them either, but I got to keep on doing what I'm doing. It's like you taught me in the horses. You can't just get off it. You got to ride it out.
I know. No,
I know it's hard. It's so hard, but I got to believe it.
Well, the price says, I know. I'm more. See, that's why when I get to the point that I don't trust, either one. That's why I kind of go the totals route. But that's why. Hey, man, that's why the plus price is out there. I mean, you're right. I mean, this division, buddy. All these teams. I'm
a Canadian. It sucks. Like
it does. I'm stunned.
It started off great.
It's stunned.
Like you saw it, and you can't. But it's not their fault either. The first 10 games of the North, you're like, oh my god, and then after that, I was like, they're done. Like these guys are like, they're killing each other. There's real hate. Like, does Buffalo really hate the Rangers? Does
hate themselves?
Does Detroit hate Columbus? Does the Islanders, Jersey, little bit of a rivalry? But this is different. Canadians are crazy, and it's geographical. They are burnt out already. I'm telling you, Brian. But
you're gonna hate me, or I'm gonna hate myself as much for bringing it up because we got so many games to get to.
Yes.
But this hits me like an anvil out of the sky yesterday, and I'm like, hey, wait a minute. You know how we a week in advance of the Lake Tahoe thing thought about the sun?
Yeah,
and nobody else, or the people that matter didn't. Have you heard one word when we get to the playoffs, right? The first 2 rounds, you're doing the division thing. Okay. Then they're going to get to the semis, and then they're going to reseed.
Correct.
By regular season points. Have you heard one word What the hell is going to happen? I know, whatever. What do we got? A couple of months.
Yeah.
But what the hell is going to happen with the Canadian team when it's time to go play somebody else? Well, are they going to play 7? Is Edmonton going to play 7 games at Vegas with fans down here?
Well, you know what, Brian?
What's going to happen? Has anybody even talked about that?
That's why I love doing the show with you. You think outside the box. None of these meatheads. We already said these guys are still getting drunk at the brass rail in Toronto, writing on the napkin. Lake Tahoe, good idea. Don't worry about sun. Another cognac there, Donna. Yeah, there we go. I'll tell you, great point by you. And another thing is, let's call it out for what it is. During this COVID thing, and I'm not getting on my Canadian thing, nobody defends America and the people of it. I think they're actually, Brian, you and all these guys are nicer people than a lot of Canadians. Canadians are just polite. They're not the nicest. Like, there's good Canadians, there's good Americans. But I'm just saying this Canada nice thing, it's like, slow down. They just say please and thank you. End of that discussion. Next, what are we talking about here? NBA, baseball. These damn teams from Toronto. The Raptors are playing their home games in Tampa Bay, Florida. The Blue Jays are playing in Dunedin, and all these cities are getting fan back. Like, is that fair? Come on, man. This is an absolute joke. They're screwed.
Listen, and the reason I bring it up, okay, all right, to turn it into part of the betting thing, look at the future. And by the way, do we know this? Do you know? I don't. Okay, they're reseeding by points, so we wouldn't know. That's what it is. But honestly, I'm sitting here going, well, wait a minute. I'm throwing the Canadian team hasn't won since 1993.
Correct.
For starters, right? I mean, you could almost say, all right, draw a line through that to begin with. But then you're throwing in the fact that they're probably going to, I don't know if they're going to have to go play all road games.
Yeah. That's what they've done in other sports. So what's the answer? Yes.
Well, from a futures perspective, if you sit there and say, in the West, if Vegas and Colorado, one of the best teams is going to be out by the second round, and somebody else could pull off an upset. So if you threw the West out because they cannibalize each other, then you sit there and go, Washington, you go to the East. Tampa Bay, I mean, it's like a highway. To me, Carolina's the play. I really think Carolina may be the play, just looking down the road on how the format may be.
What about Tampa Bay?
No, Tampa Bay. You're
talking about the other team? Yeah, I would put
Tampa Bay would be the one that's on the highway to do it, but it's hard to repeat. If you're looking for a prize, who would be the one that can see? And
I would say Carolina, and another one, I'd say the Islanders. Don't count these guys out.
That's fine.
And they have Boston's number, a team that they'd have to deal with.
All right, back on the track. But anyway, those are betting things. I mean,
of course they're betting. No. These are important things. We're not just going to plow through the games. That's an excellent point by you. Let's call it. You think this thing's going to be solved in Canada? I can't even go over the board. Like, the border's not open. No, they're playing games in the United States. I threw the
remote through the television yesterday. I honestly, I literally heard this guy say this, and I'm like, what is wrong with all you people? But the vaccines, the Fauci guy, he says, oh, yeah, once we're all vaccinated, then you'll be able to eat dinner in your house without wearing a mask. I'm like, well, when does that start? Like, who is this guy?
I used to like Dr. Fauci, but then that horse called Fauci came second. And after that, I look at him and I cringe when I needed that pick 3. Anyway, Brian.
All right, very good. St. Louis,
Anaheim.
Wait.
What do you do?
Calm down. St. Louis was playing horrible, and they went on the road and said they're going to get their Western swing on a good start. It was as hideous and as ugly as it could be.
Good start. You went a 7-6 game.
But they won. But they won the game. But here's the thing. Bennington got the hook in that game, and he was throwing elbows and punches at guys going off the ice. Does Bennington come back with a good effort against Anaheim, who can't shoot it in the ocean?
No. How do you back St. Louis right now? All they do is lose or get, I know they scored 7 damn goals in the game. What do? Do you take the over? Because they can't win a game unless they score 5 freaking goals. Take a look at St. Louis. They become the best over
Should
team.
This total be 6? I mean, it's 5.5 because of Gibson.
It should be 6.5. I think Anaheim can score on St. Louis. The San Jose Sharks scored 6 damn goals on these guys. Like, how do you not take Anaheim? You think St. Louis is just going to win again? I don't love the game, but I'm looking at Anaheim plus 1.5. This game sucks.
But you do think it's an over?
I do, because I don't think St. Louis can play a defensive game. That's the thing. They're goaltender, and then they bring in Husso. He's horrible. Like this St. Louis team, I don't even know what they're doing. what they become, but they become horrible.
We talked about them.
Yeah, but I still like their offense. Like, they could score goals, but they can't give up goals. And everyone thinks they're still like a 2-1 game. In Anaheim, they will get goals against St. Louis. I lean over in this spot, but it's not my favorite game.
All right, down the street for you, buddy. This is the middle game of a 3-game set. Leafs win 4-0 on Hockey Night in Canada.
Yep.
What are you looking at is this a revenge? I mean,
I think so.
Take the other team, right? Next game.
Like, I think Edmonton understands. It's like, we could have beat these guys. They ran into a hot goalie. And I'll tell you one thing, Brian, intangibles. The Leafs like Jack Campbell, I think, more than Freddie Anderson even. Like, I think they like Anderson, but I think Jack Campbell is one of the more popular guys on the team. Did you see those guys? Did you see those guys after they got that shutout in that game? They were like, it's like a kid on Christmas. He was so damn happy, and I was happy for him. I'm a Leaf fan, and I thought Edmonton would win one of these games. So if they're not going to win this game, you got to come back to them now. I don't like to go against Toronto. They're hot as hell. But Edmonton, if they have any pride, they should win this game.
All right. Yeah, I would go Edmonton's way. All right, right down the street here.
Oh boy,
we got news here. We got news.
Yep,
we got news.
Yep.
No one is recommending this, or the Vegas pick site deal went by the board, so that's over. That's good. That was a good idea.
Hey guys, hold on. Hey, so I'm going to bring in Mike and Darren, everybody in the boardroom. I got an idea. Let's start a tout service. Hey, first night. Hi, Brian. I'm Cam Stewart here for the tout service. Tonight, I like the Minnesota Wild as a dog against your Golden Knights. You're fired. What an idiot.
The partner telling you to play against your
I like it's like tonight. I like the Leafs plus 130. Oh yeah, this brought to you by Vegas.
No, the thing that was nutty,
it was stupid.
It was beyond. The thing that's crazy is they don't even tell you who the goalie is. Are they going to tell those guys who the goalie is?
Exactly.
All right. So anyway, that's over and done with. Minnesota's on a Tootsie Roll. Fans are going to be at this game tonight. 2,600 fans, first-time fans. They will be loud. They'll make a lot of noise. Vegas is going to have a bounce in their step. Fleury's been great. Minnesota's scoring goals. First game of a 2-game set. By the way, this is a first-place showdown with the red-hot Wild coming in here. First of a 2-game set. The one thing I would say to you, I'd be looking for goals. I think everybody's going to be jacked in this game.
I like Minnesota as a dog, too. Like, it's just one of those things. I think the price tells you that the books are scared of Minnesota. And I would be too. This team has really figured it out. They beat an LA team that was on a heater. Vegas can barely, think about Vegas is, Brian, they win games, but you know what I mean? Like 2-2, they score a late goal, win in overtime. They do that stuff a lot. Against Minnesota, you don't want to play a dangerous tightrope game. Give me the Wild and the over in this spot. I'm going dog hunting, I told you.
All right, and then it'll be Grubauer and Jones, Colorado, San Jose, Colorado. After the outdoor game, Cam, they stubbed their toe. Refocus. They handle Arizona twice, 3-2, 6-2. San Jose, man, I mean, just in their own end, brutal. Goals in this one?
Is it a butcher day? Shows up.
Is it a butcher day? Is it called a butcher day?
Games. Let's say Calgary, Ottawa. I actually think could go under. Carolina, Florida. Usually it's a 5-4 game. Vancouver, Winnipeg. I expect Vancouver to score, so that's going to be close to the number. St. Louis, Anaheim. Can't trust St. Louis's goaltending and the way they're playing over. Toronto and Edmonton went under last game. Might go over. But Minnesota, Vegas, we both like the over. Yep, call the butcher. Extra sodium. That salami log is going to go right through my head and back again. Hit the wall. Like, I am going to plow that salami. I'm going to be having meat sweats for a week. Yeah, salami over.
Salami over. All right. There you go. There's your
Colorado, San Jose, a pick for it. If Colorado shows up, they win, and probably the over.
Yeah, but you're not laying. No.
If you like Colorado, it has to be puck lined or parlayed.
All right, there you have it. It's Mondays in the cookie jar. The Hockey Betting Podcast.ca. All right, let's go to Tuesday. I got off to a good start here. Save this crap for now. Tuesday, Buffalo.
Buffalo's playing the other team in the under.
No. Hold on. Buffalo's on the schedule. I don't know that Buffalo's playing because they didn't compete over the weekend. This is a dog's breakfast of
gutless.
And if Kruger actually said,
he should fire himself.
He said we need more grit or whatever. I'm watching the game after the first period, scoreless. Well, it was a good period for the Sabres. Wait a minute. That's the gauge now.
I got to be honest with you too. I'm watching these Sabre broadcasts with these guys, and no offense to the guys that they've hired, but they milk.
Come on, man, call it what it is.
Exactly. It's like,
please.
Hey, Marty Biron, I used to work with the Duff Man when we did Leaf stuff together. Guys, you got to get it. I get it. They're giving you a paycheck. Man. Me and Brian would be on the show, and this team would be sitting, watching in the dressing room, and we would go, "You clowns!" They'd all hate us, but
that's what we did years ago. There,
it might light a Bic lighter under them.
Well, you know what? They're not accountable. They're not accountable to anybody. Here's the thing: I'm watching every shift of that game. Every white jersey is getting face planted by an orange jersey. And I tweeted this out. It was a good line, I thought. I'm easily amused. Their response to getting face planted on every check and every shift of the first period, there were more flybys in the first period of that game that are going to be in the Top Gun sequel.
Exactly. You're so right, man.
It's like, come on, man. They have run for the bus. And you know what? I believe me. You know I love this guy. I think
Cougar.
No. You know I love Eichel.
Hold on. He stinks,
buddy. This is getting close to Pierre-Luc Dubois time.
It's worse, in my opinion, because they're lying about Brian, you know this too. So Kruger goes, he's not hurt. He's hurt. He calls out the coach and call him a liar. I don't even blame Kruger because Eichel doesn't even try anymore. Taylor Hall sucks.
Taylor Hall's costing himself millions.
Yeah, Skinner's on Taylor Hall. He's done.
Well,
Skinner's on the worst contract in the league, and your goaltending sucks. There's nothing to like.
But Kruger ain't off the. He ain't.
He's a bad coach.
Well, they're winning the game the other day. Allmark makes one of the saves of the year, pulls a groin, and then Hutton comes in and lets 3 medicine balls in. But the problem is, the game that Eichel does the pregame skate. This is the worst team in the league, 5-on-5. They can't score. The power play's lethal, but they can't score. So Eichel gets scratched in the pregame warmups, and I know Skinner's got a crummy contract. And he has not scored a goal, Cam, in a calendar year. That's insanity. But when Eichel's ruled out in the pregame warmups and you get a team that can't score, wouldn't you throw Skinner in the lineup and say, we need you? And maybe the guy responds.
Exactly.
And Kruger benches him again. It's brain dead.
Excellent point, Brian. Honestly, the fact that you don't work for this organization pisses me off. I should call Pagula and say, your daughter got pretty far in that tennis tournament, but you're making a big mistake. Brian Blessing's your guy. I know you don't want to go back to snow. You like it where it is, where it's nice and hot and you can golf. Here's the deal. I'm looking at this line. It's the Rangers minus 143. I am almost thinking about calling Antonio down at the bank for a Brinks truck move. How do we get over 7 in this game when Buffalo can't score a goal? And how do the Rangers not win? It's almost too good to be true.
The only thing is they're starting a road trip.
That's the only problem. That's why I don't unload. But
you can get out of Dodge, right? And they go. And you know what? Teams like this, they do this crap all the time.
Yeah, they do. They show up.
You're sitting there going, I wash my hands of them. And I'm sitting there going, this stupid damn hockey game is getting in the way of a perfectly good golf tournament and the NASCAR race.
Yep.
And I'm watching it. I'm like, the thing is, I care. They play like they don't care.
I agree with everything you said there. And to me, the Rangers are a team. Look what they did to Boston. They're starting to find their groove, Brian. I think they're going to be a dangerous team. Sorry, I got acid reflux here.
Oh, easy there, Sparky.
I got some bad beans in there. Anyway,
did you get any on you?
Sorry. What do I got?
Did you get any on you?
Oh no. But honestly, I don't know a person that eats and drinks with more pain than me, Brian. Like hot wings. I'm like, oh geez. I got a real problem with my esophagus.
Well, I'm the same way.
And I got a problem with the Buffalo Sabres. But so let's just not even talk about that game anymore.
No. But the funny thing is, you're right. It's like you sit there and you go, why do I do this to myself? I love my chicken wings. I want them hot. And
I do too.
And I don't enjoy it. But I'm after the third bite, and you're sitting there and you're sweating on your food. But that's part of the game.
It is part of the game. You've seen me at that place where those drunk golfers were looking at me. You said there was a look in my eye. I was.
They put a welder's mask on.
No, honestly, you said sparks were flying off the bones, and that's the way I eat chicken wings. I want them hot, and I can't do mild. I need the flavor. I need to feel the fight. See, chicken wings. That's I will take chicken wings minus, 5,000 versus Buffalo and lay the juice. Buffalo, Brian, it must break your heart watching these guys. They are absolutely gutless. You can't score a goal in a game. Get out.
They're not trying, Cam.
No, that's the thing.
Let's get out.
Yeah.
All you want. You know what? If you're a hockey fan, if you're not good,
effort.
that's the beauty of this sport. It's one thing you sit there and go, oh, my God, the team I like or whatever, they're just not good enough. But you know what? You'll still rally around them if they're bringing the lunch pail and trying.
I agree.
But when they don't show up, you just want to get rid of every one of them.
I agree. And I think they should get rid of most of the players. Like Ristolainen can stay and a couple other guys, but the rest of them stink. We got to get a move on, Brian.
Philly,
we haven't even got through the second day yet.
All right. Philly, Pittsburgh. I swear to God, I think both these teams are overrated.
I think Pittsburgh will win this game, though.
All right, well, Philly wins 2 games comfortably against Buffalo. Well, that was like a walk in the park.
Exactly. You look at the matchup.
They were
and
laughing at the Sabres.
Philadelphia's like, ha, ha, ha. Oh, we're back. We beat Buffalo. And Pittsburgh's sitting there with a burr in their saddle. No, I'm on Pittsburgh. They lose to the Islanders 2-0. Good bounce back game. Pittsburgh, please. It's a pick 'em. I'm in.
Ottawa, Montreal.
I got one for you.
I know what you got. I know you.
What do you think I'm going to do?
I know you're going Montreal on the puck line because Ottawa beat these guys twice, and Montreal's coming in here with a stone in their shoe, and they've been facing all kinds of crap too.
Yeah, and the thing is, Brian, me and you, we don't look at box scores. We watch games. If you watch that Winnipeg Montreal game 2, Montreal was dominant in every facet of the game. Hey, that wasn't Allen's fault. It is Carey. You know what? And new coach, you're 0-2. Don't start Carey Price anymore. Let him sit for a while. He's a veteran. Just keep throwing Allen out there. Montreal is going to take all their pent-up frustration, and they hustled the last game. They are going to beat Ottawa in this game. I'm thinking 6-2. I think it's going to be a murder job, and I know it's a rivalry game. Give me the Canadians every which way.
I wouldn't go near this, but
Columbus or Detroit.
Columbus is laying $2. It's Detroit, and you were kind of, and you were
I
right.
like Detroit.
I know you do, and you've been talking about them. And the one thing was, Cam, they were mortally embarrassed on national television. That was a national TV game down here. So I wonder if Detroit, after being embarrassed, shows up.
Yeah. You know what I like about Detroit? You pick your spots with these guys, and they're huge dogs. I have an issue, though. Columbus lost 2 games to Nashville. If they can't find it against Detroit, the party's over. You can't lay 200. It's regulation play or parlay. I lean Columbus in a 4-3 game. I think it's going to be tight, or maybe the guys just want to lose again and get Torts fired, because if they lose this game to Detroit, I'm making a prediction, he'll be gone as Columbus coach.
Hello. All right, Vancouver, Winnipeg. All I would say is if the game on Monday night goes over, look under the next game. But this one, not much to say other than let's see how the first one goes.
Yeah, let's see how the first one goes. If Vancouver does what they're supposed win for me on the Monday, I'll probably come back to Winnipeg in the second game. If it goes under, we're probably going to go over. That's our philosophy.
Is the trap door open for the Islanders against the Devils?
Damn right it is. I think the Islanders are playing better hockey. New Jersey's kind of been loose. They lose those games to Washington. They battle. You know what I like about New Jersey? See, all these teams that we mentioned, everybody's not Buffalo. The Devils are down. They grind. They lose a heartbreaker. They try. I just want an effort. The Islanders are a better team, but New Jersey, this could be a sneaky play with New Jersey. Yeah, I'm not betting the Islanders in this spot. It's Devils or nothing for me. I'm probably going to pass.
All right. And let's see. Carolina, Nashville. Carolina. Nashville sitting here fresh as a daisy waiting for him. Carolina plays the night before. I would envision real quick. The goalie situation would be something I'd take a quick peek
I'll tell you, Saros will play again. He played well in the last game. He actually saved them one game against
I'm seeing Mrazek versus Rennie, but I don't know.
Here's another
what's
thing.
What's the deal with Mrazek? Only played 3 games. Was he hurt?
I don't understand what's going on there either. They're putting this Russian kid out who I can't pronounce his name. It's too long, like Lou Francis Getty back in the day. You need 2 jerseys for this guy.
Sheldon Kannegeezer.
Yeah. Can I get a smaller font on the goalie's jersey, please? Anyway, I'll tell you, Nashville. Sure, you beat Columbus. Who cares? I watch those games. This team still blows. I don't even know how they win hockey games. It's unbelievable to me. Their stars aren't good. Ekholm's a player. There's a couple guys on Nashville that are wicked and some of the best in the league, and the rest of them stink. And Carolina, if they lose to Florida, I'd bounce back with Carolina in that spot. But I'll tell you one thing, Brian, I like dogs, but I don't think I like Nashville, especially feeling good about themselves after beating Columbus twice.
And Dallas is in the basement of the Central, but they've only played 16. They've got 8 in hand on Detroit. They've got 7 in hand on Columbus. The 4th place team in the division is the Hurricanes. They've got 4 in hand on them, but they're 11 back. I mean, Dallas better get their act together. They've lost 2 in a row. We talked about that bubble crap. They handled the bubble well. That's what that was. I don't know about these guys.
Here's the thing, though. They're coming off a 5-0 loss. It's funny, Brian. Like, my buddy's a lot like he warned me about that game. I had a pretty good Saturday night. Like, a lot of things, St. Louis in the over. That game was a gong show. Like, other than the Edmonton game and the Montreal game killed me, but I had a great start to the day. Like, we were like sweeping the board, fading Buffalo, and it was great. I was on Dallas plus 1.5, and I'm sitting there going, why did I make this bet? Tampa Bay wins 5-0. But I'm thinking, does this not line tell you I'll use my buddy Gamblu's line, every parlay playing puke out there, right, who's putting just an extra game just to make it bigger at minus 165. Dallas could be live here, but it's hard to trust them. But this is the game. Tampa Bay doesn't take many off. I got a feeling they just kind of we're cruising. So I think it's a dangerous game.
All right, let's go to Wednesday, the hockeybettingpodcast.ca. Please check out the website. There's an accompanying article. If Cam uses a big word, it'll end up in the article.
Yeah, like doppelganger. That's what I used the other show, right?
I want to see our writer spell Sheldon Cannageezer. What was it?
What day are we on here? What is this?
Wednesday.
Oh, geez. Okay, I can't even think what I'm.
Well, no, don't worry about it because this is going to be short. Because
okay. Yeah,
I mean, well, not only that. I'm getting sick of listening to you too.
Thanks.
No, you can.
I never get sick of listening to you.
I'm teasing. I could do this all day.
I could too. Yeah. The problem is I got other responsibilities. That's the whole problem with the world. If I could just do this all day, my life would be a hell of a lot easier. But I deal with people. It takes 6 hours to do a damn invoice, and it's starting to piss me off, Brian. I'll tell you this. I don't know what to do with these games, but
we get some newbies. We're not the other ones that are rematches. There's nothing we can do about it. Taping this on Monday, Washington and Boston. Though I will tell you, my friend, we are sitting here staring at a monster game. Here's the deal: Washington first place, 28 points. Boston with 26 points. They're 2 points back, but with 2 games in hand. First place showdown, monster game. I mean, is it the closest thing to kind of a playoff kind of atmosphere where we're
under?
I'm wondering.
And Boston. I like Boston to win a 3-2 game, 3-1.
They don't want to let Washington get separation.
I like Boston. I think Boston's a better team than Washington. When you look at Washington, sure, you beat New Jersey, whatever. There's flaws with this team still. Boston had 2 bad games. And know what I like about Boston? I can't believe I'm saying this as a Toronto Maple Leaf fan. I wish I was a Boston fan. That's what I want to say. This team loses 2 games. They don't just lose. They get embarrassed, and then they go, listen, enough is enough. Then they come back on the next game, and they basically shut you down. This is a professional hockey team. When they want to, when their minds are all right, they can beat anybody at any time. Give me the Boston Bruins. This team's they get it done.
The one I will just throw at you that's a repeat, but we got to see how Monday goes. But, there's a day between now. They'll come back with Bennington.
Exactly.
He got the hook. St. Louis. But with St. Louis, I think you always got to watch. What's the kid's name? Russo? What's the backup's name?
Husso.
Husso, yeah. When that guy's playing, just play the game over.
Oh, Husso's just, I don't even know this guy's an NHL goaltender. Like, I watch him out there. And honestly, Brian, watching the San Jose St. Louis game when I needed St. Louis that night was torturous. Like, I was on the air while it was going on. Like, I had smoke coming out my ear. St. Louis leads. It's tied. They lead. It's tied. Like, there's the goals, like 7-6. I'm like, what the hell are these guys doing? Anything. I don't trust St. Louis. So I'm going to pass on all these games. You're right. They're all basically the same team again. But another game that is new is Arizona-LA, and I want your opinion on that game.
This is a big game, actually. If you sit there and look, these guys are 5th and 6th. And Minnesota has now soared up into that discussion. St. Louis is the one that seems to be, to me, the one that's on the banana peel. But the Kings had the Tootsie Roll, came back to earth against Minnesota, who now is the hot team. These teams take turns being the hot team. But these two teams, they're both coming off losses, and they're both getting extra time and getting practices in. I would wonder where the goals are coming from in this one.
I agree. I like the under. I kind of like Arizona. Like, it's kind of my lean, but the Kings have been so damn good. You're right, though. Like, Arizona, Kings. Yeah, Brian, this game, doesn't this smell like a 2-1 game, like an old school dirty game?
Yes.
I kind of like the under with I don't love Arizona, but if you're playing both, I kind of lean that way, but I think the under, you're onto it. I think that's the best play. So the two games that we like on Wednesday, I like Boston in the under, and I'm probably going to go Arizona in the under.
And I'll throw one caveat, if on Monday with fans and Minnesota's kind of had Vegas's number here in the first 3.5 years of their career, really. But
I'm on Minnesota.
But if that first game is a higher scoring game, because I think they're all going to be jacked. Fleury's playing it, and he is playing so good. But I would say if the first game, because they're all jacked and go nuts, and it's a high scoring game. If the first game's a high scoring game, I'll look for the goalies to step up big in that second game on Wednesday, but it's all predicated on how Mondays goes. But that's all I'll say.
Yep, no, I agree with you, and let's keep an eye on this. There's going to be lulls. Teams are going to get hot. We talked about unders to overs, and soon, you know what I mean? It's tough. Like this season, like Brian and I have been doing this stuff for a long time, and you can get on a heater and just figure out everything. But with this COVID, Brian, there's so much unpredictability. Like the NHL, people it's a tough league to bet. Let's call it out for what it is. Like I've talked to people that are getting involved in it, like hockey fans and stuff, and these guys are real sharp people. There's a lot of people I respect getting throttled this year. Like it's a tough. It's not.
Well, the one thing I would say, and maybe we had a pretty grisly week. It wasn't good. Wasn't great for us.
Yeah,
right?
it was. It was.
I got better by the weekend. I think we got our act back together. But you know what happened? And what I would say to you here, by the way, I'll just throw one little thing at you. I came up with a thing about, and we'll end this. I came up with a thing about 10 days ago. So far, it's 3-0. All right, now it's going to end, but it was Utah was playing in the NBA at such an incredible level, right? So I'm like, hey, the teams that play Utah, they're going to have a breath of fresh air in their next game.
Exactly.
So far, it's 3-0. The teams that played Utah won and covered the spread. Now, Utah's play will eventually, maybe they tail off and that angle goes away. But as of right at the level they were playing at, found a thing, ride it, it's going to end at some point. What happened in hockey, a lot of the stuff we were doing, it was all working. You know what, Cameron, the game started to change. The hate's starting to build up. The games are becoming more physical in nature. So there was a shift here from pond hockey to the hate starting to grow, and the teams are looking at the standings. So the game's kind of changed a little bit. So, what do? We make our adjustments, and we go forward.
Yeah. So, I thought you had something for me, like playing this team. We're gonna it's a lock. Is it a game?
No. I'm just saying. Last week, right. I think there were a lot of things. We had some games that you go, man, I'm shocked. How did that one not work? Well, the tune of the games has changed. So now we're adapting. That hate we thought was going to be there, it was like they all liked each other. We're all going through this crap together. Well, that goes away after somebody butt-ends you in the Adam's apple 3 times.
Yeah, no,
the games are changing.
I agree, Brian, and we have to use, so far I think the best approach when we're looking at trends is the one that you say. Last game of a road trip, people already checked out mentally. That one has stood true in COVID, non-COVID, whatever, but a lot of the other stuff hasn't. That's the one I think that I'm going to keep on riding, and that applies to the Monday night game where I think we got to give Ottawa a shot on the money line and +1.5 against Calgary. I think Calgary's already thinking about getting home.
That's a beauty. That's it. Put it in the books. It's the hockeybettingpodcast.ca. Click on the links. Sign up. Introductory offers. We're going to have promo codes and cool things coming up for you. But jump on board with this play along. It's a brand new week. Brian Blessing in Vegas, Cam Stewart in Toronto, and Cam will officially end this.
Wow. I mixed it up this week instead of
curveball.
Right? Yeah, that's right. See, the NHL's giving us a curveball. I throw one right back at him. Some slow cheese.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey, folks, this is Brian Blessing. Hope you're enjoying the Hockey Betting Podcast. We have a couple chuckles, try to get you a lot of winners. Hey, we hope you like what you're hearing. And if you do, hit the subscribe button and give us a review, give us a rating. Most importantly, enjoy the hockey and keep coming back to the Hockey Betting Podcast.
The handicapping and sports odds information contained on this podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Please confirm the wagering regulations in your jurisdiction as they vary from state to state, province to province, and country to country. Using this information to contravene any law or statute is prohibited. The podcast is not associated with, nor is it endorsed by any professional or collegiate league, association, or team. This podcast does not target and is not intended for an audience under the age of 18. If you think that you have a gambling addiction, stop this podcast now and please seek help.
Gambling and betting on sports is a form of entertainment and should be about having a good time. But when done excessively, it may negatively affect other areas of a person's life, such as their physical and mental health, school or work performance, finances, and or interpersonal relationships. At the Hockey Betting Podcast, we're concerned about the addiction that gambling may cause, and for this reason, we encourage everyone to practice responsible gambling, an approach to gambling that helps you ensure that it remains an enjoyable activity. Here are the main principles of responsible gambling. Don't think of gambling as a way to make money. Always gamble with money that you can afford to lose. Set limits and stick to them. Never chase losses. Don't gamble when you're depressed or upset, and create a healthy balance. Always be aware of how much time you spend gambling or thinking about gambling. And do not allow gambling to cause you to miss out on time with family and friends or time spent on other activities you enjoy. By following these guidelines, gambling can be a good time and great entertainment. If you feel at any time that your gambling is taking away from important areas of your life, is causing you stress or depression, or is leading to financial losses that are beyond your control, please reach out for help. Learn more at responsiblegambling.org.